this goes back to the brain, is SSRIs, antidepressants. What's your take on them? Do you think they have their place? And after we cover that, I want to talk about what advice you'd give someone with depression and anxiety who wants to alleviate their mood and be more positive.
First thing is, I do think there is a place for people who have got major depression. Yeah. I don't think we can discount that. Now, disclaimer, I'm not a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
Right? So I think when it comes to, major depression, there is definitely, when it comes to anything, pharmaceuticals, the medications do save lives. Penicillin, antibiotics. Without them, we wouldn't be here today, right? So let's just put that out there.
Is that the main reason why
we're living longer?
Why we're living longer?
Yes.
Is modern medicine.
Yeah,
I thought so.
Because of penicillin, really.
Really?
Yeah.
Just this wonder drug, penicillin?
Well, yeah, that was, the greatest reason for the reason why we are living longer is because we've abolished some of the biggest viruses in the world.
Yes.
First and foremost, okay? And then everything comes from that. So let's talk about how SSRIs are just being prescribed like candy.
I have a crazy story, but go on.
Yeah.
Go on.
So I think, and there's a really great book called Brain Energy by my friend, Dr. Chris Palmer. He's a psychiatrist, and he believes that at the root of all mental illnesses, he actually talks about a personal story about his mother having schizophrenia, I believe. So he worked with a lot of patients with major depression and schizophrenia who he fixed their diet via a ketogenic diet, by the way.
Interesting.
And he eliminated their symptoms. So he believes that all brain diseases, in terms of psychiatric diseases, are mitochondrial diseases. So diseases of the mitochondria caused by dysfunction from the foods that we eat.
Okay.
So I think that outside of the realms of major depression, I think that experiencing something like depressive-like symptoms, we all have. It doesn't mean we've got depression.
I know. Yeah, it's like a normal human emotion.
Yeah. In 2019, that's when I was working in clinical practice, and my father had a stroke in Australia. And it really killed me. I was in America and I couldn't go home. And he was fine, but it really hurt me. And I went through this like, oh my God, what am I doing in this depressive, I wasn't depressed.
Yes.
There was no suicidal thoughts.
Yeah.
It was a moment in time. Did I go and get a serotonin reuptake inhibitor? No. I just knew that at that time there were other things I could do. But it turns out that through food and through exercise specifically, you can change your mood, and you can have an effect on depression. If you go on my Instagram, I've put a really great article, you just scroll down a bit, on the effects of creatine and depression.
There we go.
Yeah, a really great study on that.
Yeah, so my story, similar to yours, it was actually around the same time as well. I was just going through like a really hard time. Life wasn't going too great. I had some personal issues. And my GP, just like that, I was telling about it, prescribed me, what was it? It was an antidepressant of some sort. I forget the actual brand name. And it was weird. I had this like packet in my hand, and I was kind of like looking at them, and like it kind of felt like I was on the edge. I was like, step off the edge, not suicidal. I mean, like about to take it. And I was like, this isn't permanent. I was like, I'm just going through some hard shit right now that I need to sort out. It's acute, not chronic.
Correct.
And then I just threw them in the bin. I threw them away. I've sorted my shit out, felt my normal self again. And I'm like, imagine I started taking these. It was like a 6-month thing. Yeah. And then I started reading into it, and it's like there's long-term effects. You're messing up your serotonin, your dopamine, and it's just mad how easily prescribed they are.
Yeah. And, I'm seeing actually like another subset of females being prescribed this for low libido and low arousal. And I can't, I'm talking like girls in their 20s and in their 30s. And it's like, clearly, if you don't have a libido at that age, it's not, and you're not depressed.
Yeah.
Why would you be giving them an antidepressant?
Yeah. That doesn't.
Yeah.